Now I did a video. I want to come back by here. I did a video some years ago, man, when the Russian icons first came out. All right, this is Saint Benedict the Moor Catholic Church. All right, it's a black Catholic church. Okay, in the hood. Okay, in the hood. But you know, these churches are in the hood because it's cheap. It's a cheap place to buy land, but not that the hood supports this. Not that the people in the neighborhood go to this church. Maybe a few, but that's not what built this church. But I wanted to talk about Saint Benedict the Moor, being that you can see and look at him and tell that that's a black man. All right, and they put the Moor there. Saint Benedict is a venerated saint. He has a day where all Catholics pray to him to send those prayers up. I want to say too that he has that he was a chef. That's his history. He was a slave turned monk turned chef. And I think they named the Benedict eggs after him. I think I had to y'all had to look me up. I had to look that up. but he was a chef that lived a life where they thought he was worthy to be venerated, and that's a big topic within the community now, within like the Christendom, Protestants versus Catholics. Is this conversation of, can you pray to these saints? And this is what the Russian icons are. This is a Russian icon. Okay, they have black people that are Russian icons. Not just him. It's also Saint Moses the Black. It's not Moses. It's not Moses, but it's another brother named Moses, Saint Moses the Black, that they pray to and they venerate it. And there are a few others. But you can tell here he does not have straight hair. All right, he clearly looks black. What happens though on these other pictures, I want y'all to look up. I want y'all to look up how do they make Russian icons? This Russian icon is these paintings. How do they make them? It's only everybody can't just make them. Okay, everybody just can't make a Russian icon. You can, but the ones that coming out of the church, they have selected these people. These people have passed some initiation or whatever to be the ones to paint these because they know how to do it. All the Saint Benedict, you look it up, they're gonna look like that. All right, now this one is way faded out and so forth, and the way they paint the pictures is very important. They paint the dark first. Okay, they paint the dark part first, and then the last thing they paint is the lighting part. So even with say a picture of Christ, they're going to paint the dark first. They're going to paint all of this dark first, and then they're going to lighten it up with paint and highlights. The white highlights are the last thing, and it's a doctrine that goes with that. It's a doctrine that goes with at what point do they paint the golden circle. And so we gotta be mindful. We gotta be mindful of that, because what happens is the white part rubs out because it's the top layer. So when you're looking at an old one, you might think, oh man, look, see, they dark. It's not that they're dark, brother. It's that stuff done rubbed out. They still got straightened hair and so forth. So just be mindful of that, man. I just want to share that with y'all because I pass this church quite often, and I know that this is a black church, and they've chose to make it Saint Benedict the Moor. All right.
Egg yolk. Tempera dries quickly, making it particularly suitable for building up multiple thin layers of paint to create luminosity. It also lasts well with little fading over time. The first paint applied to the icon is the alpha line, which is red and typically applied around the halo. Sankir are the base layers that represent skin and hair, typically rendered in an olive green. Thin base layers of paint, called Roscrich, are applied across the entire icon all at once. Following the traced and incised lines, the icon writer uses diluted pigments to block in the large areas of color. Colors are applied from darkest to lightest. Additional layers create the forms. The building up of layers in this manner creates luminosity within the icon. Floats, or nearly transparent washes of pigment, are painted over each highlight layer. Denser colors of pigment cover the incised lines of the composition. The addition of tiny details takes place at the very end of the process. A final highlight, typically bright white, is added to the icon. These life-giving lights, or ojivki in Russian, do not suggest or conform to any outside light source, but rather seem to come from within the figures. A thin border is painted around the outside edge of the icon board.